We've been building this thing very, very part-time.
I got addicted to it because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get paid out every single week from these vendors. Like I just got 365's payout today. It was 10 grand.
Oh man. Best month that we had, which was actually April, we did about 14.5K.
Oh, nice.
For the month. We just put toilet paper in our machines.
It is so shocking to me on how many that I sell.
We have a student housing location in Orlando.
Yeah.
The best it's done so far was well over 4K in a month. And I really think we can get that to 6 or 7.
That's awesome. Even for my route here being, we were at 120 last month, $120,000 in revenue. That's 4 guys. That's it.
Yeah. Name another business that you could do that.
All right, everyone. I have John Sanchez on with me on the VP podcast here today. Him and his wife, Lauren, ended up joining the community, and we're going to go ahead and get into their story right now. John, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. It's a beautiful day out here in Florida. I'm over here looking at the beach, but really thankful to have this time with you. I appreciate you making time because I know you're a busy guy.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And I appreciate you taking the time as well. Dude, talk to me about it. Like, before you joined Vendingpreneurs, like, what was the problem you and your wife were experiencing?
Yeah, I can give you some background. So we joined VP, the community, late 2024, maybe August 2024. And right before that, we had actually moved to Florida in June of that year. We moved from San Diego. So it was a brand new start for us, starting fresh with business, with work, all that stuff. And we didn't really have anything promised to us when we moved out here, right? I actually had a sales job. I was working remotely doing sales. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was going to go well. It actually fizzled out. So nothing really came of that. But it was actually something that we hadn't really thought about before. So actually, funny story. So Mike, he's actually a family friend of my wife's family.
Okay.
So my wife is one of 3 girls in her family, and they all play D1 lacrosse. And her youngest played lacrosse at the University of Oregon.
Oh, wow.
And who would you guess was the husband of her coach?
Yeah.
Mike
Hoffman. Yeah.
So my in-laws and her family knew Mike well before he was even in Vending.
Yeah.
And after we moved out here, my father-in-law, he kind of brought it up. We kind of talked about it, and we were kind of like, oh, that'd be kind of cool. Maybe we can get into that. But it was just something that, we just talked about it and just thought it'd be kind of cool to do it as a family. And a year and a half later, here we are. And I'll be honest, I didn't really know what to expect.
Yeah.
But after just seeing the growth in our business, been seeing what's possible through your business, through other businesses in the community, we're really excited that we got into it.
Yeah. So at that time, like obviously you guys knew Mike through the channels and like lacrosse, but like as you guys were in your careers, were you guys thinking of like any other businesses? I mean, I know Vending was, brought to you by your father-in-law talking about, hey, maybe you guys should, but like, was there anything else that you guys were looking at, to kind of supplement your income?
Yeah. So I still work full time. I work as in sales for a home builder out here in Florida.
Okay.
So I have my real estate license. I was doing real estate out in San Diego. That was basically it. But when we moved out here, like, again, starting fresh, I really didn't know like what we were going to do.
Yeah.
I had an idea like maybe I'll get my license, but honestly, I wasn't even so set on that. So, I wasn't really quite sure like what the thing was going to be for us. So it was just something that it was kind of like, okay, yeah, maybe we could do it. Maybe we could see what's going to come out of it. And really just have it be a family thing because it is a real family business, but more or less like just seeing what it is now and where we want to take it and what we want to make it. We're really expecting this to be like our main thing here for the next, little while.
Got it. So when you talk about family, like what consists of your family? Like, cause for me, it was me, my wife. And then at the time when we joined, it was like, we had our 2 kids. We had Harper and Hunter. Harper was 5 at the time. Hunter was 3, Mm-hmm. So when you guys, I know before we started here, you said, Lauren was attending to your 2-year-old boy, but what other, is that your only child or what does your family consist of?
Yeah. At the moment, we just have our 2-year-old, and we're believing to have more kids and eventually, have them involved in the business. I'm sure your kids help with the business at some level. And I think that's just one cool aspect of this business where, you can get your kids involved. It could be an actual family business where everyone is involved. And for us, it really is that right now between me, my wife does a lot. My father-in-law is very involved with financing and other aspects of the business. My sister-in-law, who played at Oregon, she's been helping us with her books. So it's really like a full-on like, hey, everyone's got their hand to this. And we really wanted to be like, not only is this going to bless us, but it is going to bless everyone else that's been, a part of it throughout this journey.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So when you were getting involved and you heard it from your father-in-law, any other small businesses you guys weren't like, were you guys really thinking about anything? Were you guys thinking about like, I know you got your license because you had the relocation, you had the move, but like, was there anything else there that you guys were contemplating about doing, like buying rental properties or doing something of the like of that to kind of supplement your main W-2?
I would say we've had business plans or even business ideas, but I don't know if we were planning on doing anything so soon. Like for us, my wife and I have different business ideas. I've had different businesses. She's had different businesses. I used to own a personal training business. She's had a balloon business. We've talked about owning franchise gyms. We have plans on doing other things like, whether it's like, I'm sure you're saying those, how do you do this? Like those pumpkin patches or like those like Christmas
Oh
tree
yeah.
parks, like during those seasonal sort of things. So stuff like that. But that's more like something like long term for us. So we didn't really necessarily have like a vision or a business in mind when we first started or when we first moved out here to Florida, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, for sure. So you guys joined end of 2024. Did you guys get into it like right away, or were you like, okay, I got into it? Explain that first couple of months of like you guys being inside the community. Like, were you guys fast action takers right from the get go? Was it just like, hey, we just had the move, we had this life getting in the way? Like, kind of talk me through that a little bit, like how you guys, were doing it early on.
Yeah, so early on, the first 4 or 5 months, I wasn't involved at all. I think I mentioned to you, like I had that sales job when I first moved out here, and I was really focusing on that.
Yeah.
Like I was really thinking like, okay, that's going to be the main thing for us. Like that's going to be I want to make sure we're taken care of. So I didn't do anything with vending for like 4 or 5 months. So it was really my wife mostly, and then also her sister who still lived here at the time, and then her father. So they were the ones doing some pop-ins, doing some things, getting some interest. But we didn't really get anything really going until 2025. And around January 2025, I think I mentioned to you the job that I had, I just felt like I needed to get out of it. I just felt like I needed a shift. It wasn't really working out. Frankly, we had moved to Florida. It's a big move. Moving's not cheap, but when you move coast to coast, it's a lot of money, right? We had some savings saved up. And by the end of the year, we were at a point where like, shoot, this savings, I'm like, man, we got to do something here. So I just really felt compelled, like I got to put my hand to this. I want to get involved with this. So January 2025, I really started to do, a lot of the lead generation, a lot of the pop-ins. I really feel like that's my strength. I enjoy it. I enjoy the business development side of things, so I really just started getting after it. And we got our first contract like a month later in February 2025. And since then, it's grown to what it is now, where we have 7 locations in a little bit over a year and a half.
Oh, that's incredible. That's awesome. So walk me through that. So 7 locations. How much are you guys doing for revenue last month alone?
Yeah, so last month was a little bit lower, I would say, because we have some student housing locations. Best month that we had, which was actually April, we did about 14.5K.
Oh, nice.
For the month.
Okay, cool. So you got 7 locations, 14.5K. So you're averaging like $2,000 a month on a location, across your whole portfolio. That's awesome. I mean, I remember when I first got into the business, I was like, when I joined the community, I'm like, you know what, if I can make $1,000 per, location, I'll be fine. That'll be good. But then as you start like walking back the numbers, like, no, you need a little bit more than that, for you to start making some money. Cause then once you want to go ahead and outsource and kind of hire and do that, you got to make sure that you have that margin built in there to cover those costs. Yeah, no, dude, that's good. That's a good foundation to start. Now, out of your locations that you have, like which one is your highest grossing location? Is it that student housing?
Yeah, we have a student housing location in Orlando.
Yeah.
The best it's done so far was well over 4K in a month.
Yeah.
And frankly, I really feel like we're just tapping the potential of that. I mean, I really think we can get that to 6 or 7. We're planning on adding a freezer here really soon. and really just, dialing in what we're offering over there. So we're expecting that to be a lot higher than that pretty soon.
Yeah. I mean, dude, that's one of the things, like, first off, I don't have any student locations. Like, I want them. I hear everybody else in the community has them, and they say the exact same thing, like with you. Like, they make minimum $4,000 a month, like, on these things. And like, even when the kids go away in the summer, like when you stretch back and you look at it, like as a portfolio for the whole year, like it still does really, really well, even though you have that off peak time, over break. And then, and obviously during the summer as well too. Cause like I remember one guy, he was doing like $5,000-6,000 a month. And then even in the summer when the kids weren't there, he was still doing $2,500 a month. I go, $2,500 a month in an off peak. I go, sign me up. Up for that, because that's, that's powerful, So you guys joined end of 2024. You started getting after it in January 2020. So when was your first install?
Probably March 2025.
Okay. Yeah. So you got it. You got in there. You had 3 or 4 months of business development, waiting for the contract to get signed, and then you were up and running. What are your guys' visions? Like, so this is where you guys stand right now. A little bit like around $14,500 a month in revenue, 7 locations. Like, where do you see yourself being like a year from now for this business? Where do you want it to be?
A year from now, yeah, that's a good question. I was actually talking to my wife last night about like 3 to 5 years and where we wanted to be.
Yeah.
A year from now, I would say for us, a minimum of 10 locations. One thing that I've learned is not being in a rush to get a location, but
100%.
but to get the right location.
Yep.
I would say our first location, I just wanted to get a location, so I didn't really care too much. And in the hindsight, it's an okay at best location, but we're not too excited to have it. So I would say like a minimum of 10 solid locations. I'm generating, if I put a number to it, maybe $30K a month.
Yeah.
The next year or so. The big thing for us right now is just becoming more profitable, working on our profits, our monthly expenses, doing what we can to, get those down.
And optimize the revenue of the current locations.
Right. 100%. Because, like it takes 3 to 6 months to really like see how a location's doing, like what items sell, what items don't, and then like dialing that in. So it takes time, and so we're really focusing on dialing what we have. I believe what we have right now, the locations we have right now, because we have 4, or maybe like 3 or 4 student housing locations, a couple other luxury apartments. I believe right now we could hit 20K in a month.
Yeah.
I really do. We optimize it, get some freezers in there. So, and a year from now, I would love to have a stalker a year from now. Hopefully we're at a point, to get that. But I think for us, it's just optimizing our expenses, focusing on becoming more profitable, and just continuing to grow and, doing what we're doing that's got us here so far.
How do you guys have it scheduled out right now with the locations that you have? Is it a 5-day work week type thing that you have, or is it more of like you split it, you have 3 longer days where you're doing the picking, the stocking, and the ordering, and then the business development the other 2 days? Like, kind of break it down of like how it looks like right now for your work schedule.
Yeah. So what our schedule looks like right now specifically is, so I work 4 days a week at my other job. So I work Wednesday through Saturday every week. And then so Monday and Tuesdays for us are our stocking days.
Okay.
So oftentimes we'll stock Orlando on Monday, and then we have a few locations in Gainesville on Tuesday, and we're hitting those on Tuesday. Now, as far as like ordering, getting all that stuff ready for that, my wife does a lot of that on Friday and Saturdays.
Okay.
So what we typically will do is, do the picking, do the packing, all that stuff the night before, load it up, and then, early morning, get on the road and take care of business. So I think all in, it might be 3 full days a week.
Got it.
Maybe 2.5.
When are you doing your business development then? Like, are you doing it on those same days as well too?
Yeah. Just because I don't have an extra day. I would love to have an extra day, man. I would just drive and get after it. So when I am stuck in Orlando or wherever I'm going, I'll do some pop-ins in between my locations.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't take that long to do. And for us, just like wanting to focus on efficiency.
Yeah.
Like ideally we get locations that are grouped together.
Cluster them.
I think that's, Orlando's such a big city and it's grown up and there's a ton of places we can go. But for us, there's certain pockets that we're in right now and there's a lot of opportunity where we are right now. So I'm just focused on getting the locations that are buyer locations just so we're efficient as we can, especially since we're still stocking.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Dude, how has this made your life different? Like in the past year and a half, like since you guys have been like doing this business, like, tell me a little bit about that.
Um, I can say for sure it's given me something to be excited about, because like I mentioned, when I moved out here, I didn't really know what it was going to be or what I was going to get into.
Yeah,
And I think that could be a dangerous place to be because, we're meant to have like a vision and something to chase and something to build, especially as men, we're meant to like build something.
exactly.
And, I really feel like this is an opportunity that was, put in her lap, so to say. And it's really cool that it's something that I get to build with my wife and my family. And I really feel like we're building something here that, is going to continue for a while. I see us having it for a very long time. Our kids will get involved with it. And it's something that is scalable, something that we can pass on to them. So it's just something that is really exciting, just in seeing the potential
Yeah,
of what is possible, seeing what you've been doing, seeing what other people in the community have been doing.
yeah,
That's all the motivation I need.
yeah,
I'm a disciplined guy. I work hard no matter what. But when I see other people doing it, it just gives me the drive to like, hey, it is possible. It is possible, and it's possible for me. If they can do it, I can do it. I really, that's something that I use. So it's giving me something to dream about, something to be excited about, and really just I really see this something for us that is a means to an end. Where do I the idea of vending machines, like, does it get me like going? Necessarily not really, but like it's going to be able to like take care of us and our means, and then also finance and fund other things that we actually are passionate about
yeah,
in the next 10 years, 15, 20 years, whatever that may be. I think it's a really cool opportunity that, again, that we got in at the right time. It would have been cool to get in earlier, but we got it when we got in. And like anything else, I really feel like the opportunity is really good right now, and just looking to make the most of it while we can.
yeah. No, absolutely. And the cool part about it is like your son's two. As he starts getting like older, like even when Hunter was 3, like and Harper was 5, you're teaching them okay counting and this, and I'm like, hey. I remember I was in when we were just teaching with the colors, and I was telling Hunter at 3, I'm like, dude, I'm like, give me the Cool Ranch Doritos. I go, get the blue one, and like, but for me, like, it was more about me, like, interacting with them in the beginning, teaching them a business, how it works, entrepreneurship, work ethic, and, just basically teaching them, like, hey, like, just because you're given this doesn't mean like there's an unlimited this. There has to be work. There has to be something that you have to earn. There's some type of value that you have to provide the world for you to go ahead to be a productive person in the society, right? So like it was cool to kind of see that transformation, because even when we go into Target, and I didn't buy my goods from Target, but when we went in there as a family, I started teaching them about coupons and about discounts and just, hey, this might be a good deal. We wouldn't buy anything from there, but we'd go through the candy app. Like, Dad, this is on sale. Buy 2. It says get 1 for, like, we should get this for the vending machine. So that is the coolest part. Yeah. So like when he gets a little bit older and like, well, he's right there. I mean, Hunter was 3, so like you'll start seeing that, dude. And like for me, like that's all I needed. Cause like you said, like, was I passionate about vending? No, it wasn't. I just, like, I saw Mike on Twitter. I was a customer myself every Saturday at my kids' gymnastics class. And I was like, okay, this is a low barrier of entry capital type business that I could scale. And I'm with it. Let's do it. And I think we can build it as a family, and we can teach the kids entrepreneurship and work ethic. And, the rest is, the rest is history. So, dude, where do you think you'd be at right now? What do you think you'd be doing if you didn't join Vendingpreneurs and start your vending route? Where do you think you'd be doing?
That's a good question.
Everybody says that. Everybody has that same exact response every time I ask that question.
I would have found something, man. Like I mentioned, I've had my own business in the past, and I'm not really into the idea of a job. Doesn't really get me going, even though I work a job right now.
Yeah.
But once you work for yourself, you're gonna. You just find a way to work for yourself doing something else. So I don't know. I'll probably be working some job right now, but with goals or intentions of doing something else, starting another business, doing that sort of deal. So that's just kind of like the way I'm wired.
Yeah.
I work hard and I'm a good employee, I guess, but also I'm like, I'm trying to get out of here. I'm not trying to be here too long.
Yeah. See, and I mean, and I can relate to that, because like when you own something, it's different because it's you. Like there's nobody tapping you on the shoulder saying, hey, you need to hit your quota this month, or hey, you got to get out of bed. You have to get this. Like, it's on you to make sure that you're going to go out there and make it happen. You have to be hungry. And why not be hungry for yourself? I mean, for you to do it instead of like making somebody else money. And then who knows even if that job is going to be there for you in a year, 2 years, 3 years, who knows? But at least you're building something on your own, that, that you're building, it's a hard asset that's yours, That's what got me. It was like, I'm like, I'm never going to work for anybody again. Like I have to take control of my own destiny. And like, the only way I'm going to be able to take care of my family is if I'm going to go and bet on myself, and that's what I did. Dude, I appreciate you joining me here today. Last couple of questions here. I'll do a rapid fire one here. Like, what is like your top selling item that you sell across all your locations?
Top selling items got to be probably Coke bottles, maybe Smart Waters.
Yeah.
Those are probably the top two. Those fluctuate. Right now it's hot, getting hot. So Smart Water is probably number one.
Yeah. Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy on what people will pay for Smart Water because and just the markup and the margin that you can make on water. Like it's unbelievable. Like it is like, I know Mike's aha moment was him being stuck at that airport where he paid $6 for that water, which probably cost 30 cents. And, but like, dude, like I'll tell you, and I don't care if that Smart Water is going, like I'm going to take out some of the other slow moving things and I'll put 3 or 4 rows of Smart Water. And that's all fine for me. Cause if I'm making good margin, I'm making good profit on it. Like I'm going to give what the people want,
Right.
What is a unique item that you sell that you're like, I can't believe this sells?
Oh man. We just put toilet paper in our machines.
And has it been moving? Cause it moves for me.
It's been selling. It hasn't not been selling. I would think it'd be selling more because I'm like, bro, everyone poops. Like everyone's using it.
Do you sell like the big packs or do you do the single roll?
We do the single rolls right now.
Yeah. I do the single rolls too because I put them in the smart machines. It is so shocking to me on how many that I sell. Like honestly, just like a single roll. Like it's crazy. I probably restock at the locations of where I have it, like every single week, about 5 or 6. Because that's all what I can fit in there. Can I try to stack them on top of each other, to try to make them fit as much as possible? But yeah, I'll go through 5 or 6, single rolls like a week. And it's like, my wife's like, I can't believe these single rolls sell because I know some other people in the community, they sell the packs, like the bigger 6-packs and they're all plastic and all put up together. I just can't fit them in the smart machines. So those work for the open market. So for those smart machines, I put the single rolls in there. And she's like, I just can't. I go, hey, people are impulsive. They're reactive. Like, I mean, just think about it. Like people are not the best planners and proactive. And, that works, to our benefit, as operators.
Yeah. When you got to go and you need toilet paper, you're buying that thing.
Yeah. Dude, I'll tell you, like Alexi, every time he posts a photo of a receipt, of his $400 receipt, do you see these things in there when he's posting it? It is unbelievable. And then the guy brought a cart one day with I couldn't believe it. But then like now, but I actually like what some other vendingpreneurs are doing now. They have the hooks and they have the bags there now and everything, where now they're having it as shopping bags to kind of lure people to say, hey, you grab a bag. I'm going to load more in here instead of trying to just carry everything in their hand and stuff. And I thought, I thought that was pretty smart.
That's smart.
Yeah, it is.
I love that.
All right, brother. Last question. And I appreciate you taking the time, here today, because I know you're going to be doing some stocking here today and some prospecting since today is Monday. But if someone was on the fence about joining Vendingpreneurs, what would you tell them?
I would say if there's any part of you that wants to have your own business or specifically vending, you got no reason not to do it. For us, I mean, it's worth every penny and then some. Like, let alone the coaching and the information and the connections and all that, but like the collaboration you get it in the community from people that are doing it at a high level, like yourself and other people like that. Like there's nowhere else that even comes close.
Yeah.
If there's any hesitation, because trust me, I've talked to a lot of my own friends who once they found out I was doing vending, I posted it on social.
Yeah.
I got blown up because a lot of people want to do vending, but there's that hesitation, there's that fear.
Yeah.
I would just say, if you do the work, you ain't going to fail. It's going to work out.
Yeah, I agree. I tell everybody too. And if you are persistent and consistent, I don't want to sound cliche, but if you are persistent and consistent in this business, things will happen and you will be successful. Now, I can't tell you when it's going to happen because for me, it didn't happen right away. I know there's other people that have just joined the community that have been getting some awesome locations and, within their first 30 days of being in the community. My journey wasn't like that, but it could happen. And like the $4,000 location that you have that you're going to probably optimize to $6,000 to $7,000, like that's impactful. Like give me 4 or 5 of those things, and shoot, you can run a pretty good business with not a lot of people and maybe like one guy handling it once you offload yourself. I mean, that's a pretty good business, and I was talking to somebody last week. He's like, yeah, I was thinking about getting into this other business, the cleaning business. But then he was talking me through the numbers and the logistics of it, the amount of cleaning crews that he needed to have, then he was managing 15, 16 people to get to the same revenue, that you can get for vending with like 3 folks.
Right.
For me, I want to manage less. I want to manage less people. To kind of get either the same amount of revenue or exceed. And, even for my route here being, I think we were at 120 last month, $120,000 in revenue. That's 4 guys. That's it.
Yeah. Name another business that you could do that. For us, and I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but like, obviously we've been building this thing very, very part-time.
Yeah.
For a year and a half. And I don't know any other business. I know you got experience in real estate. I got experience in real estate. You can't do real estate 1 day a week and expect anything a year and a half from then. Are you kidding me? Like it would never happen. It would probably never happen. So ideally you have multiple days or you have more time to build this like any other business, but like it is possible with my wife being a stay-at-home mom full-time, me working full-time, me even working 2 jobs the last year and a half. It's like for a majority or like year and a half. So it's a business that is scalable. It's a business that pays off, that you can sell off even parts of your business. Like what other business can you sell off portions of your business and still keep what you want to keep?
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely.
So, yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, and you make such a good point because like in real estate, and you get it because you're in it, it's like I was so used to getting paid in chunks and stretching that money out for a quarter, waiting for the next big checks to come in. You know what I'm saying? Like It was always that way. And then with vending, and that's why like my mindset shifted so much because like I got addicted to it because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get paid out every single week from these vendors. Like I just got 365's payout today. It was 10 grand. I got Micromarts last week. It was 17,000 or 16.5 it was, like you get paid out every single week. So it creates like financially creativeness. Like it can give you that financial flexibility where, hey, I'm going to put the money, I'm going to put the cogs on a card for 30 days, but you're getting cash, in and you're being able to be flexible about it. But like, it was so refreshing. And then also too, like now that I'm like here right now, I just got a text from my guy, like the totes are ready. The guys are on the way to the warehouse to pick them up. And then we're going to do 18 locations we're going to stock today. All that stuff was done a year and a half ago, 2 years ago on my back when I put it together. But now I built the infrastructure out now where it could be handled without me being there. And once you get to that point, dude, it is a beautiful thing, dude. It is so beautiful.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're still pushing the rock up the hill, but we're getting there, man.
No, I know. I was too, man, early on. So again, dude, I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming on here. Yeah, I really loved it, hearing your story. Very inspiring, especially with the coast-to-coast move, getting your family involved, your wife doing it on the side as a new mother and stay-at-home mom, and then you busting it, basically having 2 jobs, while you're doing this, while you're doing your full-time gig. And that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm really excited to kind of see exactly where you guys are headed and to see exactly, what it looks like in a year, 2 years, 3 years from now. And then, getting your little boy involved in the business too, as he starts to grow a little bit older. So yeah, it's going to be pretty cool to go ahead and see.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. And I appreciate your time again. And you've been super helpful. You've been generous with your time since we got going and with asking you questions and reaching. And I know I'm not like you do it to everyone. And, I believe that, you've been generous to people and it's only going to come back to you, man. So I just want to say I appreciate you. I want to thank you for your time and for your help and your encouragement.
Yeah, no, man, I appreciate it. And, none of my words matter if you don't take action. So it's a good job by you and your wife and your father-in-law and your sister-in-law, everybody kind of like coming there together there and putting in the work because people could listen and see my posts and see what I say, but if you don't take any action, you're not going to get any results. But yeah, I commend you guys on you guys doing it and getting after it, dude. So I appreciate it. I'll let you go stock for the day and business develop. And yeah, dude, I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you, Anthony.
All right, guys, that was John and Lauren Sanchez's story. If you are interested in joining Vendingpreneurs along other successful vending operators like himself, click the link below and book a call with us today. John, I appreciate it, my man. Thank you, buddy.
See you, bud.